A little bit sly, but Sony yesterday put out a PlayStation 5 FAQ that actually gives us some important information going forward on certain plans regarding PlayStation 5, PlayStation Plus, USB connectors, and everything in between. I want to highlight a couple of those things, particularly Sony addressing PlayStation Plus plans going forward. I was very interested, I should say, in how they were going to handle it, because we got instant game collection coming. For a second, I thought PlayStation Plus freebies were going to be phased out, but that is not going to be the case at all. We're going to have instant game collection, and we're gonna have PlayStation 4 games offered as plus monthly freebies, 2 games at that, and then they're also gonna try to offer PlayStation 5 games. We'll take a look at the official statement. As far as USB drives, external hard drives housing PlayStation 5 games, we'll take an update look at that, because that is something I'm definitely interested in. Okay, first of all, this is important. Sony addresses PlayStation Plus plans going forward. They specifically note in this FAQ, all PlayStation Plus members will continue to receive at least 2 great PlayStation 4 games a month. So those of you that are sticking with PS4, not picking up a PlayStation 5 right away, don't worry, you'll still be getting 2 PS4 games a month. They also note, it is our goal to add PlayStation 5 games regularly to the monthly games lineup, so check back with us at PS Blog for our monthly PlayStation Plus announcement. So, by the verbiage they're using, it seems like they're not confirming that every month we'll get a PlayStation 5 game. I don't think that's the biggest deal in the world, because the PlayStation 5 is backwards compatible, so the months we get a PlayStation 5 game, hey, that's a bonus to me. Let's get our 2 PlayStation 4 games, those being backwards compatible, and then, hey, if every month or every other month we get a PlayStation 5 game as well, I'm all good. I mean, the month of November is fantastic. Hollow Knight, you got Middle-earth: Shadow of War, and you've got Bugsnax. I mean, I'm not big on Bugsnax, but people have been memeing on that game for a while, so I'm sure people are excited to get that as a freebie. And the other 2 PlayStation 4 offerings are fantastic. Shadow of War is great. Hollow Knight Voidheart Edition is fantastic. Hollow Knight's just tremendous Metroidvania. So those 2 on top of Bugsnax, that's great. If Sony wants to go the route of, hey, there's a new, low-key PlayStation 5 offering that is coming out, let's try to snag that. Let's try to make a deal with the publisher or the developer to make that a PlayStation Plus freebie. More power to them. We know Destruction All-Stars is going to be a freebie in the month of February, and that's going to be a freebie for 2 months. So interesting to see how that rolls out. Also, you have to factor in instant game collection. Instant game collection, for those of you that are maybe jumping from Xbox One to PlayStation, or you just didn't play a lot or a few of the PlayStation 4 titles this past generation, games like Days Gone, games like, I believe, Detroit Become Human is on there. A couple of pretty good games are on there. I think God of War is on there, Infamous Second Son. There are some truly great games on there. Well, as a Plus subscriber, you're going to have access to those games. You're going to have access to the PS4 freebies every month, and you're going to have access to a PlayStation 5 game, hopefully as consistently as possible. I still don't like the idea of paying to play online, but hey, at least Sony is sweetening the pot a little bit, and we are going to be getting a lot of good benefits with that. Let's see how the following months proceed, because November was great. I think November's offerings are fantastic. Shadow of War, Hollow Knight, Bugsnax, A-okay. Let's see how they do in December. Let's see how they do in January, February, March, April, so on and so forth, because sometimes there is a little bit of inconsistency with the PlayStation Plus offerings. And with Instant Game Collection, is Sony going to be as pressured to offering great titles? Well, November they're offering great titles. In February, we know we're getting Destruction All-Stars, which was slated to be a full-price next-generation title, so I think they're already off on the right track there. But it's going to be a work of consistency, because I see the comment section when we talk about the Plus games every month, and it's a lot of people being very, very upset no matter the offering. Sometimes some people were upset with the month of November, and I really don't see how you could be upset with the offering of Shadow of War, Hollow Knight, and Bugsnax. But hey, to each their own. Not every lineup is going to satisfy absolutely everyone. That's just going to be impossible to do, because it's not like, we're voting on the games that are going to be going on Plus. They kind of just go live. Some of you guys probably already own Shadow of War. Some of you guys probably already own Hollow Knight. So that is a little bit of a bummer. Nevertheless, it's good to see Sony's going to stay consistent with offering 2 PS4 games and then PS5 games they're going to try to offer consistently as well. Alright, moving on from that, this is a topic I've been talking about quite a bit, but at this stage of the game, if you have an external hard drive, you will not be able to store PlayStation 5 games on that external hard drive. However, you will be able to store your existing PlayStation 4 games on there, and you can even play them from the external. Now, you would have to ascertain the fact that loading times are probably not going to be that great, especially if you're on an external hard drive and not an external SSD, because you're not going to be on the PlayStation 5's, solid state drive that is incredibly fast, and that is what's really hyping up the load times and everything like that. Well, they have a section in the FAQ, can I store or play PlayStation 5 games from a USB drive? No, players cannot transfer PlayStation 5 games to a USB drive. PlayStation 5 games must be stored on the console's internal ultra-high speed SSD for gameplay. I love how they have to hype up the SSD even more. Hey, more power to Sony. Everybody's been talking up this SSD, so good on them. Explorations for allowing players to store but not play PlayStation 5 games on a USB drive in a future update are underway. You can, however, store and play PlayStation 4 games from a compatible USB drive connected to PlayStation 5. This is important for a variety of different reasons, and let me explain. Already now, it's going to be very beneficial for you guys to have an external hard drive. Yes, I know a lot of you guys are going to keep your PlayStation 4, you're not going to get rid of it, but who really wants to, keep both of those consoles in their room? Some of us have limited space in our rooms, and having two behemoth consoles in there, we just don't have the space for it. Also, if you want to store your PlayStation 4 titles, dude, that SSD is going to be 660 gigabytes. Pack a lunch and try to, support all your games in 660 gigabytes. Just not going to happen, especially if you're buying games like Miles Morales Ultimate Edition, which is going to be north of 100 gigabytes. We already have games like Call of Duty that are going to be incredibly huge, and you're better off saving that 660 gigabytes exclusively for your PlayStation 5 titles, especially because that's going to get filled up really quickly. Have an external drive, store your PlayStation 4 games on there, and your SSD is going to be better off for that. What I would recommend, and hopefully in an update, Sony will allow us to store PlayStation 5 games on a USB external, as they noted in the FAQ. Ideally, what you would want to do is, let's say you beat a game, let's move that to the external hard drive, and you're probably not going to play it for a while, but once a DLC drops, you can quickly swap it back from the external into the SSD. Something like that allows it to be very fluid, allows you to get in and out of your games relatively quickly, but have everything installed where everything is accessible relatively quickly. It's not as ideal as having a standard SSD that's 2 terabytes or whatever, but, that's going to make the console even more expensive, so I understand why they had to go for a limited storage space, especially when using a high-end SSD like this. But right now, as far as I'm thinking, that is the best way to go about it in the short term. In the long term, I'm sure Sony will implement larger SSDs, more compatibility, and things of that nature. But for the short term, store all of your PlayStation 4 games in your external drive if you have one. If not, probably something good that would be worthwhile picking up. Hopefully, in the next 3 to 6 months, they offer an update that will allow us to store PlayStation 5 games, just store, not play, on our external. So when we're done with those games, we can still have them installed, but move them to the external so we can access them relatively quickly whenever we need to, so we can access those quickly. Let's say a big game update comes out. Let's say you just want to revisit a game and get that platinum trophy. Let's say a DLC comes out. Whatever. There's a litany of reasons why you would want to revisit those games, and just deleting and reinstalling games when you are limited to only 660 gigabytes, that's something that is going to be very challenging. And that's why for my PlayStation 4, all this time, I've had a 1 terabyte internal hard drive, and then I've had a 4 terabyte external on top of that. It's just made things a lot easier to work with because I didn't have to delete and reinstall things, and that's a terabyte. Here, we're talking 660 gigabytes. I know a terabyte, I believe it's like 880 gigs or something like that you have to use, but you guys get the idea. Nevertheless, that's going to conclude this video. Definitely interested to hear your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. Some positive notes. Hopefully, we can get all of this implemented in the very near future. Plus, is still going to be a pretty decent offerings, especially with ICG and PlayStation 5 games being included, but that USB drive issue, I really hope they get that remedied in the very, very near future. That's going to wrap up this one. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.